44% earned an average of $157 a month. Actually, it's like a lot of those girls have plastic surgery, which no shade. Hey, everybody. Just kidding. Hey, you guys, what's up? Welcome back to Fiscal Collective. This is Efi, and in today's video, I actually wanted to talk about total life changes. Really, I want to talk about multi-level marketing schemes and then use total life changes, TLC, to drive my point home. If you are not aware, TLC is a company and their products are brought to you by your influencer slash homegirl that you follow that is, taking her resolution drops, her NutriBurst, and her ISO-T. And this video is about that brand in total. Now, what I want to say is that I'm being really thoughtful here. So my understanding, you guys let me know if I'm wrong, is that your average person that's signing up for TLC wants to make more money. So it's it's sold as a business opportunity, and who doesn't want to make money? Who doesn't want to make money on their own free time according to their schedule and not have another boss to answer to? So I don't have, and not that it literally doesn't matter, but I don't have any, I'm not trying to condemn someone or call them out for selling TLC. I think if you're already a distributor, stick with me. Maybe a lot of the critique or opposition that you face in the marketplace, maybe they're coming from a point of view similar to mine. So maybe sitting through this video would help you come up with a retort when you have a unwilling or hesitant potential customer. If you're thinking about selling TLC, watch this video too. I'm a firm believer in critical thinking and sometimes playing the other side. So I'm sure you're getting a lot of pressure from someone maybe who recruited you about why TLC is such a good opportunity. And sometimes in order to make the best decision for yourself, you should hear the pro and then you should hear the con. And then lastly, if someone that you really care about is already in TLC, I just want to let you know that we have to be pro personal choice at the end of the day. So maybe presenting these facts to them would be helpful. But at the end of the day, everyone is going to make the choice that they want to make for themselves. And it's okay to make bad decisions. Sometimes we all make bad decisions and you never know. Maybe TLC is not a bad decision for you. And the disclaimer for today's video is everything that I'm laying out in this video these are my thoughts and opinions. I'm not in any way presenting anything that I'm saying as a material fact. And please use this as a guide to do your own research. And like I said, personal choice, make the decision that is best for you. So first of all, before we get into the meat and potatoes of total life changes, which is TLC as well, before we get into the meat and potatoes of that, I just wanted to give some background into what is a multi-level marketing scheme and what is that business model and why is there a whole bunch of kerfuffle about whether it is good or bad as a business model. So the first thing I wanted to start off and say, you may hear about multi-level marketing schemes are often called MLMs, like the acronym, or network selling or direct selling opportunities. So according to the FTC.gov, the Federal Trade Commission, MLMs are companies that sell their products or services through person-to-person sales. That means you're selling directly to other people, maybe from your home, a customer's home, or online. If you join an MLM program, the company may refer to you as an independent distributor, participant, or contractor. Most MLMs say you can make money two ways: by selling the MLM products yourself to retail customers who are not involved in the MLM, and by recruiting new distributors and earning commissions based on what they buy and their sales to retail customers. Your recruits, the people they recruit, and so on, become your sales network or downline. If the MLM is not a pyramid scheme, it will pay you based on your sales to retail customers without having to recruit new distributors. So I don't know, and I think that the last part of the definition I'm just going to like reiterate is that's the integral part to multi-level marketing schemes. So if the MLM is not a pyramid scheme, it will pay you based on your sales to retail customers without having to recruit new distributors. That is, that's a definition of an MLM. However, what I often hear is like whenever someone's selling TLC or another product or critiquing it, it's like, hey, pyramid schemes are illegal. So you're totally right. Yes, pyramid schemes are illegal. However, there's been a history of MLMs who, operated as legitimate businesses, and then pending further investigation, they were then revealed to be illegal pyramid schemes and had to pay out either settlements or file for bankruptcy, et cetera, et cetera. So you may have heard, and if not, let me know in the comments. I can provide additional context. Pyramid schemes in about the 70s were marked as illegal. And so what you had is a whole bunch of companies that were pyramid schemes. That is just like, hey, join for this exciting income generating opportunity. Come to find out that they would be like vaguely defined, and there would be like no actual opportunity except to get other people to sign up. Those are now illegal. Those are kind of like the blessing circles and et cetera, et cetera. So what companies then started doing is keeping that same business model, but attaching inferior products to it. So that way, in appearance, you can say, yes, I am a multi-level marketing scheme because I have my distributors out here selling products. And that is what you have Total Life Changes, which is the focus of this video, but you also have companies like Avon, Mary Kay, Airborne, however it's pronounced. It works, Herbalife, blah, 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 blah. So many of them. So TLC is not unique when it comes to the actual business model. They get a lot of, praise from their distributors about how if TLC was a problem, they would have been shut down a long time ago. And that's untrue. A lot of times people are like, oh, well, TLC is legal, right? And I just wanted to call out, yes, it is legal, but that is that's kind of how the law tends to work, right? So something is legal, people abuse it, right? By whatever, means or whatever, people tend to abuse these things. It then becomes illegal or disincentivized. And then once again, companies find a way to like circumvent regulation or just make it not apply to them. So a lot of companies were pyramid schemes and said, hey, we're going to attach a product to it. But honestly speaking, in order for you, the person, let's say myself, Ify, if I was a distributor, for me to make money it's way more lucrative for me to sign up my friends and my family than it is for me to sell the product, right? And so in a nutshell, that is what an MLM is. I hope I explained it well. If I didn't, I'm linking a podcast down below. And that podcast goes into great detail. It's like a pod series about what an MLM is and kind of puts it into context. So once again, if you're thinking about joining TLC, as you're doing your research, I would just encourage you to seek information in a multitude of ways. There's a lot of anti-MLM content on YouTube, but none of it uses Total Life Changes as a case study or critiquing the business model. And I think that's why representation is really important, because I am yet to see, y'all let me know, but it seems like everyone that promotes TLC, both from like an influencer point of view, like YouTubers or Instagram girls or whatever, they tend to be Black women. So hashtag representation matters. That's why I'm here talking about it. But if you're thinking of joining MLM, some of the critiques that you would see if you Googled, let's say like anti-MLM in general, are still relevant to you, even though it may be a totally different company. If you're anything like me, you are planning your 2021, even though all the 2020 plans were just, they're just a joke. But hopefully you're still going into 2021 with like a focus and a vision. If you're anything like me, you are like, hey, let us get some more streams of income because one or two is just not good enough. So let's like ratchet it up, right? And so you're thinking of joining Total Life Changes. And I'm sure that when this opportunity was presented to you, it could have been explicitly or non-explicitly put as like, hey, this is how much money you're going to make. And so they shouldn't be saying that because the FTC, banned income claims. So kind of saying like, hey, join this business because you are going to make X amount, or, here's a picture of me making $10,000 a month, et cetera, et cetera. So they should not be giving you direct income claims, but I do think that it's implied, right? So if you go to a Stormy Wellington, and I'm going to use her because I feel like she's like the public figure for TLC, but she is similar to a lot of the other women that promote the product in that they are really showing off a lot of material goods. They're like giving us like a motivational speech that we did not ask for. Like, good morning, y'all. I'm up at 6 a.m. or I'm up at 5 a.m. and I'm taking my resolution drops. And because of my resolution drops, I'm able to get through my to-do list. So they're explicitly marketing it to you. And then I think they also come with a huge amount of like, these are get money. This is why I have money, expensive stuff. The little social media shade where like if someone has a point of view and they're not a billionaire, you insult their net worth. You're like, oh, you broke this and you broke that. It comes across, the TLC girls that I see, to me, they are very like combat. It's almost like a mean girl thing. Like grown-ups we all miss high school, so we still want people to be mean to us so we can feel quote unquote motivated to do better. I don't understand. But I do think that there tends to be a lot of that kind of like marketing push. And a lot of times y'all, please tell me that I'm not making this up. I see people that are like, hey, I lost 100 pounds using TLC, and I just don't buy it. Just because those products, ISO tea, any kind of tea, there's nothing. Detox tea is like a marketing deal. It's a diuretic. It makes you use the bathroom, or it's what do you call those things? I can't remember, but it just makes you go use the bathroom, and it helps you with water weight. It helps you shed water. However, if people could lose weight from just drinking a tea and it would be sustainable, no one would be overweight. Like, no, don't read too much into that. Y'all know what I mean. If it was that easy to just like drink a tea, then wouldn't we all just be our ideal body weight if that's what we wanted? And so what I see actually is like a lot of those girls have plastic surgery, which no shade whatsoever. I think when they're saying like be the product, which is what they often say, I think a lot of times that's like a read between the lines for get your plastic surgery or work out anyway, and then attribute whatever transformation or weight loss to this product that's actually really, really regular. So if we circle back to my original point, most of these MLMs, there's an overpriced product that is overhyped as well. So even with like Beachbody or Herbalife, it's like you must drink this shake to lose weight. So they're selling these products, and these products tend to be overpriced, right? And I don't know if there has been like a market study for how many people really are looking for detox tea. But what happens is that someone is I sign up to be a distributor. My sister sees me like posting nonstop into the ether on Instagram. So what happens is that I sign up to be a distributor. Maybe someone motivated me that I saw on social media. Maybe I have like a colleague or a friend or cousin or whatever, and this is what they're doing. So then I sign up, right? And I'm like, hey, and they sell me all this opportunity, like, oh, you're going to be great, several streams of income, blah, 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 blah. So I then sign up as a result of that. And then my sister sees me like posting about tea literally every single day. And she then, out of obligation of being my sister and loving me, she then buys the product, and then maybe she puts herself on like she's buying the product, maybe she subscribes to it, and that's just really not enough for me to like make that much money. So then I recruit my sister, and then my sister, and the way TLC works is like they want you to come in with 2 recruits. I think that's kind of what it's sold as. So if I sign up to be a distributor, I would sign up, let's say my sister and my mom. I actually, y'all, this is like true tea. When I was going down the TLC rabbit hole, apparently people sign up their kids or their partner or their whoever. Not COVID. So apparently people sign up whoever. And then, so let's say like me, I would sign up myself. I would, volunteer myself to join TLC. I'd sign up my sister, and then I'd sign up my best friend, but they don't want to be in it. I need to be binary qualified. So I start paying their membership, their monthly subscription. So that way I'm eligible, even though they don't sell anything. That don't make no sense to me. That does not make any sense to me. I then join, I'm binary qualified. I'm paying a monthly fee in order to be eligible. So that way, if I'm, getting commissions, then I have to be in good standing paying my monthly fee in order to be eligible for the commissions. And most of the money, the vast majority of the money that I make is not based on what I sell. It's actually based on how many people I recruit, and if they're furthering, if they're doing the same thing. So if they're recruiting, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I just want to be totally honest with you guys and say that like your average person does not want to buy those products. They're way too overpriced, and they're just not really what one is looking for. But if you're coming at this, and that's what this video is, you're coming at this from like, hey, I want to start a business. I just want to be so honest with you guys, is that this is not a business. It's a business for total life changes, right? So think of it like this. TLC is about $1 billion company, and it seems like that's something that their distributors are like really, really celebrating, which is great. Good for you. You're the customer. Be patient with me here. TLC makes resolution drops. They then, or maybe they make or whatever, they then need to sell, in order for TLC to be $1 billion company, they got to sell all their resolution drops to somebody, right? TLC sells their resolution drops to you. So let's say you buy your resolution drops for $10, right? They sell it to you at a retail price. They don't sell it to you at a wholesale price, because I'm sure that they can probably a lot cheaper for them, right? They sell it to you. Then they have you pay a monthly subscription in order to buy the $10 resolution drops, and you have to be in good standing paying that monthly subscription in order to get any commissions that anyone else beneath you now makes you eligible for. But TLC does not compensate you on when you sell the product to me. They get to offload all of their product onto you, and that is their revenue. Once you sell the product to someone else, good on you if you can do that. And if you can't do it, oh well. And then it's like this constant gaslighting of someone telling you like, hey, you are unable to sell this product, or you're unable to recruit. So your mindset's in the wrong place. You're not working hard enough. You need to attend these trainings. Have you watched this person's video? Have you done this? Have you done that? And y'all know time is money. You're doing all of this. You're being told that like your lack of success is because you're not hustling hard enough, or it's not your fault, when it's really just a faulty business model that's meant to keep buying their product, to keep paying your subscription. And on average, we're going to cut to me like going through like the income disclosure and stuff in a little bit. But on average, you're only making $157 per month if you're a first year distributor, if you make anything. Most first year distributors actually make nothing. In the critique, right? Or like if you're not doing well, you're essentially in this group of generally women. I think it tends to be women. And you're told, hey, you need a better money mindset, or this is, negativity, law of attraction starts coming into it, and positive thinking and stuff. When it's not that I mean, the power of the mind and the power of the tongue to me are the most important things. But also, sometimes you can't squeeze water out of a rock. If something is not meant to be, it cannot be. So you have this business model where someone that comes in really early on, so let's say like a Coach Stormy, will be more successful than you. So you have this business model where someone like Coach Stormy comes in, and she came in really early on. I just wanted to call out something else about her is that she has a history of going from multi-level marketing scheme to multi-level marketing scheme, getting involved really early and then jumping ship before it kind of goes kaboom. Her personal history should be relevant if in any way explicitly or implicitly you're looking up to her to say like, hey, I want to do this because I think she's a role model. She has done it before, she'll do it again. And her case is different from yours because this is a pyramid structure. So she gets to come in, and then most people, like assuming she was like numero uno, right? She comes in and then everyone else is under her. In 2019, TLC had about 40,000 distributors sign up that year. They're probably going to have more in 2020. So it's becoming more and more and more saturated. And also keep in mind, right, that there's no differentiation amongst products. So the tea that Ashley sells me is the same, that Jasmine will sell me is the same, that Ilyana will sell me, same price, etc., etc. So in a real business, you have the freedom to be responsive to market demands. So if you started off selling detox tea and you're like, no one wants detox tea, you can now sell sleepy time tea, for example. TLC, one of the many why you as a distributor are not your own entrepreneur is that they dictate to you like what you sell, how much you sell it for, what products, your price. So you have this like huge market that is oversaturated, full of suppliers, and then there's no product differentiation. The business model doesn't even set you up for success. And then you start talking about like you don't have enough control over your pricing, et cetera, et cetera. So so now we can pivot. I hope I made the point about the money part, because that's kind of the crux of this video. But if we pivoted really quickly, go to the TLC website, looking at their income disclosure, which is a mandatory disclosure statement for multi-level marketing companies. And in the past, because I've been working on this video for a while, I actually couldn't really find this on TLC's website, but now I can. So here we go. So the question, how much can I earn in a typical month? In 2019, about 20,000, let's call it, U.S. distributors participated in the business opportunity. So those are those that participated in one or more months, and about half of them, to about 10,000, earned money from their sales and the sales of those that they sponsored. In a typical month, however, about 3,500 people earn money. And out of those, and here's what they earn in a typical month before expenses. So if we look at first year distributors, there are about 40,000 of them. And then just if you look at the all other distributors number, that's about 75,000. So do some quick math. That is 115,000, right? 115,000 people. So if we do some quick math, that 40,000 plus 75,000, that's about 115,000 people in total. However, of that 115,000, only 20,000 participated. So to me, that means that the number, it's about only like 1/5 of total distributors participated in the TLC business opportunity, and out of those, only 10,000 of them earned money. So if you did 115, which is our total, taking the 40,000 distributors plus 75, and then you said how many of those earned money, we're looking at like 9%, right? Like 10,000 over 115. I should have used a calculator, but I don't think I'm like materially wrong. So that's almost no one, right? However, for those that earned money, and if you are a first year distributor, 44% earned an average of $157 a month. That is less than minimum wage, and significantly less than minimum wage. And I'm sure if the amount of time that it takes to earn that $157. So if we did that calculation divided by the hours, so if this is meant to be whatever it is, if it's meant to be like full time, so 40 hours a week, or if it's meant to be part time, 20 hours a week, and you're only making $157 a month. Now, if we scroll back up to the top and we see here is what they earned in a typical month before expenses. So that's before the subscription amount. That's also before any taxes, before any inventory. So I'm pretty sure that this average of $157 a month, which you guys like, there are other options to make this or more that aren't as like stressful and a bit more straightforward. And I think if you opt to have your own supplement brand in lieu of Total Life Changes, it's probably at least a bit more beneficial to you learning how to actually run a business and start a business. So a bit of a better investment, but all that to say that of the first year distributors, and the reason why, I know I'm all over the place, but the reason why I'm going bullet by bullet is because that 44% plus 56% is 100%. So what they're saying is of the people that are eligible, of the first year distributors that are eligible to participate, 56% made $0. And then 44% made an average of 157. However, this is how wide the average is. Within that 44%, the top 1% makes about $1,800, and then the top 10% makes about $456. So you're gonna be the top 10% of something and make $456 before taxes, before expenses. Sis, it may not be worth it. And then all other distributors, which are 2 years, have been with the company for 2 years or more, of those, 64% make an average of $362 per month. No expenses once again. And then the top 10% make about $2,000, and then 1% makes about $15,000. Now, I do want to say that Coach Stormy is probably in that 1%. So I'm sure we all know how like averages and means and medians work and stuff, but it's clear it's by design that these numbers are skewed to include people that got in there early. And I would say that the first year distributor row was more indicative of overall performance. So what I will say, I'm pretty sure, is that come 2020, the pool of first year distributors is going to be a lot larger. And I'm sure that the amount of money made per month is going to be a lot less because, like I said, you guys have no control over the pricing of the product. Essentially, TLC tells you what to do, and then therefore, the contract that you signed, which is what I read before doing this video, the contract that you signed kind of lays out that you have to comply, right, with what TLC says. So wrapping that up, I am doing this video because I think it's a huge disservice to kind of give people only the good and really, really sugarcoat it to where I believe it's actually dishonesty. And then whenever there's like an alternative narrative, you call it being a hater, or someone doesn't want to see you do well, or someone doesn't understand it. I'm going to end and say that if your average person cannot understand something, then why is it so convoluted? Oftentimes it is to be deceitful. And there's also something called a long con, you guys, which is like you're conning someone, but you want it to last as long as possible. So you have to kind of give that person like gut checks going through it. Like, oh, anyone that's not supporting you is a hater. It's going to be better. Fix your mindset, et cetera, et cetera. All that to say is that like TLC is just not meant. MLMs on average, in totality, are not meant to work because they do not work. And it's almost like, hey, how long are you going to be in TLC or it works or whatever until you realize that it's not working? And then you're told that it's not working because you did not work the system, which is absolute BS because the business model is not set up for you to be successful because you are the customer. So if you made it with me all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this video in the comment section. And also let me know if there's anything else that you would like for me to cover, and I gladly will. Thank you so much, and y'all have some happy, happy, happy days.